Hopefully, people can join in and we'll be able to catch the gist. Both any questions they have, definitely feel free to put in the question and answer section, and we'll look at those as we go through. So first, just to introduce kind of what we're talking about, and I'll tell you about myself as well. Um, so yeah, basically this is to introduce 2025. We've just finished our 2024 courses a few weeks ago. Almost over 2,500 students attending our courses in Oxford, Cambridge, Harrow, and many more as well. Yeah, so busy summer, great times for everyone. But now we're looking ahead to 2025. So anyone that maybe missed out this year, here's a chance to think about submitting an application for next year. My name's Simon. I'm the head of admissions at Oxford Summer Courses. So who are we? What we do is when you apply for us on our website, you'll submit an application. This is read by the admissions team, who will look through it and they'll give you accept it or they'll ask for more information. But basically, at that point, they then become an advisor for you. So you can call them, schedule meetings with them, speak to them via email, and they'll be able to guide you through the process from there. So anything that's not fully answered in here, what I will recommend, and I'll talk about it again at the end, is apply, talk to the missions team, and they'll be able to help you. So we're going to start with who we are as a company. So talking a little bit about history and what kind of drives us in terms of an organization. So we were founded by Harry and Rob, who you can see here in the Oxford Union. They studied at Oxford, they're Oxford graduates, and basically what they saw was a kind of a lack of the kind of education that Oxford is famous for in the summer schools and it not being very available to people. So what they decided was to create a summer school which would promote independent thought, personalization, good relationships between yourselves and the tutor, and unique journey. So a journey that's unique to every single one of the students. And that we do this through various ways we'll talk about. But in terms of that, we offer a lot of subjects, which is gives you a chance to explore something that is specific to you. It's not designed to meet the masses of a large curriculum. Each one is designed for what you're interested in. And this is to build on your kind of independent learning, but also just give you that experience of this is what's expected if you go to a top university like Oxford. So that's the aim. And now we'll move on to show you kind of how we hope to achieve that. The first most important part, kind of center of what we do, is the teaching, and what makes us different in terms of how do we teach these courses. We base everything on small class sizes and particularly this tutorial method of teaching. So we have no more than 8 students per class group. Average is actually around 5 or 6 students per class group over 40 different subjects. And this is designed to give you a chance to, for the tutor to firstly plan the whole class before you, around what you're interested in. So after you've applied and been accepted, we will ask for a little bit more information about kind of your interests, what subjects you're wanting to do. And this is a chance for you to kind of influence what you'll learn while you're here with us. And this is only possible because of our class size. When you have big groups, you have to have strict syllabuses that kind of meet a kind of middle ground for everyone. Whereas for us, we can really specify what you need to learn and what you're looking to learn and what you're interested in. Uh, this actually has benefits in terms of what you're doing. Uh, yeah, no raised hands. If you have a question, could you put it in the Q&A? Just type it in the Q&A box. So maximum 8 students per class group, absolute maximum. So average is 5 or 6. We also use tutorials. So we use a tutorial method of teaching with the 16 and over. So this is a chance to work in a small class group of actually only 2 students. Usually this will be based on a piece of work that you do during the week. So every week we'll set like an essay or a problem sheet or something. And then during the tutorial, this is a chance to work with a tutor. They will ask you questions about how you came up with things. how you came up with your ideas, and they'll question a little bit more about what you're doing, where your sources were. So it's a good chance to really get actual feedback rather than just get your essay back with a few red scribbles on it. You actually get a chance to sit down with your tutor. Uh, Talking about the tutors, again, part of what makes this work is that we get our tutors who have experience of this style of teaching. So mostly tutors who teach at Oxford and Cambridge. So they're used to this teaching method, and they'll be able to help you. They will be able to support you in this. Uh, and I think this all comes down to the quote at the bottom. You're getting something that you are interested in. You're working with someone who is a professional, an expert in their field, and you know, improving self-directed learning and critical thinking, and that's all something you enjoy. So you're learning something you are interested in with someone who is interested in teaching you in a small group. And that's the core of what we do. Personalized class groups, small groups, just for you and your group. Um, Personally, the thing that I hear a lot when talking to students after these courses is that they never really believed that they could go into a subject in quite the detail that they have done while with us. So yeah, first thing, that's the teaching style. Shall we move on? Yeah, a kind of basic of why us. I have mentioned this a couple of times, but we have 40 different subjects. So if you're not interested in a general English course or something like that, you can come to us and you can learn specifically about business leadership, but also some sort of more unusual subjects like AI, sustainable engineering, natural sciences. They're all available with us. Mention the small class sizes. This is really important. This allows a personalized teaching experience. The curriculum is designed by your tutor to help you, not designed for a generalized group of what we expect of students to be learning. Uh, Part of the reason we do this is because we have over 120 different nationalities on most of these courses. So everyone coming from different backgrounds, different education systems. So again, it needs to be specific for everyone. And then lastly, what do you get from this course? You get a certificate of completion. So this is showing that you've taken part. But the other thing you get is a letter of recommendation from the tutor. Because you have spent 2 weeks in a small group with your tutor, you get a really good personal relationship, and then they can write you a letter of recommendation that you can use as a supporting document in maybe future applications, for example. Uh, cool. Shall we move on? So I think just because it's a little bit different from a course where you're given a lot and you're given sort of what you have to do. This is a kind of quick guide of how to get the most out of these courses. I think the first thing it did say quite early on is that you need to enjoy learning. So it's at the bottom of this list, but it's probably the most important. Come here with an open mind of that you really want to learn a lot about your subject. That will help you be more active in the discussions. It will help you when you're doing your own research, and it'll really give you a more enjoyable experience. I definitely would say bring as much enthusiasm as you can. To help you, we'll invite you to an online preparation course. This is called Oxford Foundations, and this will give you a chance to do a little bit of reading before you come, particularly around things like referencing and um, skills that you need at university level. I did mention in the application process, we ask for a little bit about your interest in the subject. Really recommend using this as an opportunity to kind of guide what you want to learn when you come to us. It's a really good chance to write a lot about what you want to learn, what you're interested in, and the tutor will see this and use this to design the course for you. Uh, we teach with seminars and tutorials, so that means you're not coming to a class group where it's planned with a teaching, with kind of a presentation, and then you do questions or something afterwards. The goal here is that you come prepared with some reading beforehand, and you use this seminar and tutorial as a time to discuss with your peers and with your tutor about what you've read and what you've kind of already learned. So related to that, it is important to use these sessions when you're doing your own work. So you'll get a timetable. You'll see that there are decent chunks in that timetable where you'll be doing your own work. Definitely recommend using that to its fullest. That will make you enjoy the seminars a lot more. But this is not a vacuum where you have to be on your own. If you are lost or something, or you want to know maybe there's a specific time that you should be using for teaching, or you want to get just some general advice on how to learn, I would definitely ask the on-course staff for advice. They're there to help you, and they're there to help you get the most out of your time. So the more you use them, the better. They want to do this. This is something we're very keen on being a support to you. So 100%. The quicker you raise any questions or raise anything that you want changed, the better. And then before the enjoying learning one that we've already talked about, I think that one of the really big goals of this course is that you're not just learning in a group of eight, you're learning with people from all over the world. We've seen already on this call, we've had Melbourne, India, Indonesia, Shanghai, New York, and California on this call, and many more. That's the kind of thing that you would expect a range of different countries, a range of different perspectives. Um, you can learn a lot from each other as well as from your tutor. Definitely come to these discussions with an open mind, willingness to listen to different views, willingness to listen to different experiences. So hopefully there's some good tips for you as you sort of start looking towards next summer and looking towards these courses. Shall we move on? So for the next couple of slides, we're going to go through our locations. We'll start with the kind of obvious one, Oxford summer courses. We use the University of Oxford, and we run courses here. So we have Oxford University is the oldest university in the English-speaking world. Um, it is unusual in the sense that it's not a single campus. So when you call us up, you will hear us talking about colleges. You'll hear us talking about walking through the city. That's because Oxford University is made up of 39 different colleges. And what's important about that is that the college experience is a significant part of what makes this a different type of university. You are living and working and studying with students from all over the world studying different subjects in the same college. So you're not just going to your department, you're doing your tutorials and seminars in a college environment where you're also meeting people who, if you're doing history, you meet some people who are doing economics or politics or international relations. And there's a really good chance there to exchange ideas within disciplines. And that builds that sense of looking for knowledge and academic achievement that we want to kind of provide all our students who come to stay with us during the summer. And yeah, there is a chance as well to look around the beautiful grounds of Oxford, including some of the main kind of university locations. Should we move on? Okay, yep. So we use a number of different colleges, all within easy walking of the city centre. We have mostly single rooms, but there are some twin rooms available. Um, you'll find that these are historic locations, so you'll definitely find kind of historic rooms as well. But they are the rooms that the students use during the year, so it's a good chance to experience a university style accommodation in Oxford, close to the city centre, which also gives you a little bit of freedom to go and explore. And Oxford is available to our 13 to 15, 16, 17, and 18 to 24 age groups. We do tend to use different colleges for these different age groups. So if you're 16, 17, you'll be in a college with other 16, 17-year-olds, 13 to 15, other 13 to 15-year-olds. Shall we move on? Okay. I did see a question about age groups there. So we do have to be quite strict about age groups. So because these are residential courses, we don't tend to offer upgrades and downgrades. So if you're 13 to 15, if you're 15, you would need to be in the 13 to 15 age group. Um, and if you're 16 to 17, you need to be in the 16 to 17 age group. Uh, cool. So yeah, for these age groups, 13 and up, all our courses are 2 weeks, and it's one subject for 2 weeks. But if you want to choose another subject, you can come for 4 weeks, and do different options. This is because 2 weeks really gives you that chance to get to know your tutor properly, to get to know your class group properly. And by the end of that, you're starting to really exchange a lot more valuable ideas. 1 week you do tend to find it's quite short to have a kind of full experience on this. Uh, yeah, so we offer over 40 subjects. And you've got a couple of examples there: medicine, business, mechanical engineering, and psychology. And these are in the small class groups of 8. And just to kind of introduce the prices, so we have a standard room available for 6,995 and en suites available for 7,995. This includes, though, all your course fees, um, meals, and also any kind of travel around for activities, and airport transfers as well. So, shall we move on? Yep. So we've talked a little bit about Oxford. We also have courses available in Cambridge. Uh, so Cambridge is was founded by Oxford. It's slightly newer than Oxford, but we're still talking hundreds of years old. And we have some subjects here that are specific to Cambridge. So we have economics of finance, artificial intelligence, biotechnology and genetics, neuroscience, and natural sciences. But generally, the courses are very similar. 2 week courses, small class groups of 8 students, uh, and tutorials for the 16 and over as well. I see there are a few questions coming up, but I will go through at the end. Okay, so I think there is actually a question here already about downtime. This is partly a summer course as well, so obviously the academics are important. It is designed for you to come here and learn your subject, learn a bit more about history or engineering or whatever. But also, it is a cultural experience as well. So there is definitely time for you to more enjoy yourself, to have a little bit of downtime, to enjoy that kind of college community atmosphere, and to become part of that community, talk with the people that you've met on course, exchange ideas. So there's free time, but then we also do quizzes and some more activities outside of that kind of environment. So you'll have things like tours of Oxford, trips to some of the museums, a day trip, at least one day trip to London or somewhere close to Oxford. We do the punting on the river, which is the classic kind of Oxford river, with the boats that you push along. And we also have a graduation ceremony and a Friday night banquet at the end of the course. So this is a free course meal where everyone gets to dress up a little bit, go to the college dining hall, sit on the long tables. And again, it's a tradition of Oxford that the students would definitely get a chance. Very Instagram worthy moments on those ones. Shall we move on? Yeah, so as a course, yeah, as an organization, we do find sustainability very important. So by choosing us, you are signing up with a carbon neutral registered B Corp organization. So we offset, for example, the flights that our students take, and yeah, it's an ethical choice hopefully to take with us. Do we move on? So this is the how to apply. So I did mention quite early on that to apply for this course, when you do need to apply for this course, basically what we're checking for is that you have the English level. So, we want students who are definitely, because these courses are taught by academics from Oxford and Cambridge, English native speakers, do need to be part of that. So you'll be asked to write a short personal statement on the website, and this will give us a kind of thing to check, something to check about your English level. We may ask you for a phone call as well, so we do ask for some students for a phone call, but generally it is yeah, it's based on this personal statement. There was a question here about the acceptance rate. Uh, what I would say on this is that we judge each application on its own merits. So we don't have a kind of competitive, we take all the applications, we choose the best ones. If you apply early, you'll be given preference, and if your personal statement is good enough on its own merits, we will accept you. So it definitely would take time to write the personal statement well. Um, but basically, you don't need to kind of look at a percentage of acceptance rates. Just look at your own application and make sure that it fits the criteria that we're asking for, so that you are talking about your subject, you're talking about your motivations, and you're giving us something that we can judge the English level. The application form is on our website. So if you go to oxfordsummercourses.com, go into the top right, you can find it there. Once you've been accepted, you will get an email from your admissions advisor, and they'll be able to book a call there as well. So you'll be able to talk a little bit more about, the logistics of joining the course. Um, Mostly our applications are valid for about 2 weeks after you've been accepted. So at that point, we would ask for a deposit payment. Once you've made that deposit payment, then your place is secure, and the balances are due 90 days before the course starts. If you do need an extension on the application, please do book a call with your admissions advisor so you can speak to them about those next steps. So I'm afraid we don't offer scholarships for these courses. There is a question there. Um, so yeah, I think I did try and mention about how competitive. Like I said, it's not competitive in that we are taking students from all over. We're not comparing you to other students. But we do require at least a good level of English and motivation in your subject. So again, it's a focus on your own personal statement rather than an acceptance rate. Uh, we don't necessarily need a specific level of knowledge. These courses are designed to take you a little bit above what you're doing at school. So no, you don't need to have a specific subject knowledge, except for 18 to 24 Cambridge courses, which are a bit more advanced. So we will ask a little bit more information about whether you've done something before if you apply for a Cambridge course within the 18 to 24 age group. Uh, shall we move on? Because I think we have what's in. Oh, I think we had a. Well, we'll go through some of these questions then from here. So, how many students in a class? Maximum 8 students per class group. We never have more than 8 per class group. Uh, so if you fill out an application, you should have had one, but I'll check for this application to see whether and why it's not been answered. History. So currently the dates we have are, yeah, we currently just have these dates. We might be adding one a little bit later in July, but we'll let you know about that. But as I'm afraid, if he's 15, it's 13 to 15 age group. I think I answered about the downtime. Um, at the moment, no, it's not possible to add another master course. So all our courses are 2 weeks. So if you want to do another subject, you take another 2 week course. So and then do 4 weeks. Unless you're taking a juniors course and then you have 1 week, 1 week. So yeah, it would be one subject per 2 weeks. Nope. If you are getting a standard room 6995, airport transfers are included in your course fee. But there are times when you need to arrive at Heathrow Airport. So again, what I would recommend is you submit the application. Uh, you get the acceptance, you talk to the admissions advisor, and they will be able to help you with details about the airport transfer and getting to Oxford after that. Yes, all excursions are included in the course fee. So yeah, everything, all trips, day trips, activities are included in these ones. We do offer payment plans. If you, again, what we recommend is making the application, um, getting your getting your meeting with the admissions advisor, um, and then you can uh, and then you can talk about payment plans, which would be maybe monthly payments over the next few months as we get to the course, as we move towards the course. So yeah, I think we'll probably be doing a juniors course webinar at some point soon. But we do have 9 to 12 courses available. These are in Harrow, last year in Eton as well. And yeah, we have a slightly different range of subjects, and also these are available for 1 week only. So these are 9 to 12 at the moment. But again, there is information on our website. If you submit an application for your child, you can create a meeting with admissions team who'll be able to help you. But most of the information here is for 13 and up. Yes, so we do have younger groups for 9 to 12s in boarding schools this year. Again, we will probably do another webinar soon, which will just focus on this age group as well. This is a really good question. Is it accepting? Being accepting is probably one of the most important things for our values. We do have pretty much a zero tolerance policy in terms of not accepting other cultures, anything that kind of can be determined as discriminatory behavior. The goal here is for this to be a safe academic space, uh, because actually feeling safe to give your ideas and your thoughts is what makes a good academic environment. And we should be able to accept all of these things, bring them together. There is room for debate. There always has to be room for debate, but we do expect it to be respectful. And that is a big teaching goal of ours, that this to create to disagree agreeably on all sorts of things. So yeah, anything that you feel, yeah, you want that assurance, we've definitely got a lot of experience with this. We've had over 10,000 students in our time from all over the world, and we've had all sorts of different cultures and nationalities that we want to bring onto these courses. So yeah, very, very good question, that one. Uh, yep. So yeah, we will probably do another session for 9 to 12 for the younger groups of children. Visa, yeah, so you only need a visitor's visa to come on these courses. We will provide you, once you've paid a deposit, we'll provide you a letter that you can use as a supporting application for a visa application. Um, yeah, so basically, I definitely would say, uh, yeah, once you've been an application, again, book a meeting with your admissions advisor, and they'll be able to help get you a supporting letter for a visa. Uh, So yeah, good question as well. The airport transfer is for students only, so not we can't take parents on that. Um, yep, siblings again, definitely would talk to your admissions advisor. We can maybe offer something for siblings coming together as yeah, I know we definitely understand students want to come with a brother or sister in the same area to make them feel safe. Uh, Erin, thanks for that. We will have your details after this, so I will get someone to reach out to you straight after this webinar. Uh, I'm afraid 24 is the oldest that we can offer on these courses. Um, so yeah, I'm afraid we don't have an older age group at the moment. Uh, so yeah, I'll give you probably a different email address, I think, for people who want to partner with us. If you could again maybe get in contact with us directly. But we do generally need to talk to the student for the interview about these courses. Uh, yeah, if you could just yeah, I will get in touch about sort of direct application information. I'll get someone to reach out to you, Adriana. Safety. This is a really good question. Obviously, safety is really important. We understand that a lot of students will be coming from all over the world. They've traveled a very, very long way to take part in these courses. So making sure our students are safe is of vital importance to us. I think the biggest advantage we have is that we use colleges that are not open to the public. They are secure environments. So they are walled in. They are secure locations, and they have porters at the front lodge. So they're there 24/7 to to kind of protect students to act as security. We also have our own staff there all the time, so there will always be a member of staff on site. There will always be a good ratio of staff members to look after students all the time. And we have policies and rules and safeguarding, as I think is expected from most schools. Um, but yeah, any kind of questions that you have about that, definitely would look for that. We have, if you can find our safeguarding policy on our website as well, to have a look through that. But absolutely, very important question. Uh, it depends which age group. So meeting students from other age groups is possible sometimes. Although they are quite busy calendars. But Oxford's not huge. A lot of the colleges are quite close to each other. So there is an opportunity to meet students from from other age groups. So yeah, if you have any opportunities to kind of meet around. But what we kind of would say is that this is also the chance to meet students who are to make new relationships. So 2 weeks you can be, this is a chance to kind of meet other students, to have your own experience, and then you get together at the end as well. So yeah, hopefully a mix, but yeah, I think there is definitely an opportunity here to make new connections. Uh, So we don't have any accommodation options for parents. All of our accommodation is for kids. So students will stay in their own room, um, in all of our courses. Airport transportation is both ways. Okay. So, yeah, I think I'll ask someone to meet out to you, Erin, about History Explorers and what we might have available. Uh, we do want I think basically we would ask all students to fill out their own application. It's important here that the student is showing us that they have their level of English. So students will need to set up their own application. So yeah, we have courses starting from the end of June, but also early July, and then they start every single Sunday during the summer. So there's lots of start dates available. Again, if you go on our website, it'll give you the option to apply and choose a specific date. But there are 8 start dates that you can choose from to meet around your school time. And they start on a Sunday every week. So arrivals are Sundays every week during the summer. Yep, if you go to oxfordsummercourses.com, you'll find the application form and more information about websites to apply as well to register. Uh, the majority of our rooms are private. We do have some twin rooms on specific dates, but on that point, I would definitely have a look at the dates and then talk to your admissions advisor after making an application in order to find out which ones you have twins available. Definitely understand if coming with a friend, sometimes it is nice to share a room with someone that you know. The only thing I would say is that all accommodation is separated by gender. So only boys could share together or girls could share together, not one of each. Cool. So lots of questions there. Do we have any other questions going into the chat, into the Q&A? Minimum number of students. Uh, so yeah, three to four would be okay. Um, yeah, so three to four students would be okay to start a class group. But we do shut class some. We will make sure that students are in. We make sure that the subjects are going on ahead at somewhere during the summer. Um, and yeah, we would definitely give you an option if there were. We would tell you early if there were not enough students signing up for your course. Uh, I'm not sure I quite understand this one. I'm afraid there are no pets on the course, if that's the question. We wouldn't be able to accept any pets on the course. Any more questions on there? Well, obviously this was kind of a very quick overview of how the courses are and introducing summer. So there'll be more webinars on specific age groups coming. We'll also have some examples of kind of tutorials as well and tutor seminars. But I think first step, I would definitely say if you have any questions, there is this email here. There's also a contact us form on the website. And then, Dash, I think your question was about 27. I'm afraid 24 is the top age for our courses. We don't offer classes over the age of 24. And but also, I would also just recommend if you do have questions, the application process is free. You can just submit an application online. It only takes a couple of minutes, and then you'll be able to get in touch with an admissions advisor, see if you're accepted, and go through more questions there. Portfolio for other universities. Yes, this has been possible in the past. So if you do a course with us, you could get credit from universities. What I would say is you need to check with your university first and then get in contact with us. If they need any specific information, we're very happy to provide it. It has been done in the past before, but this kind of would be up to your university if they were willing to give credit based on doing this course. Uh, yeah, so extra expenses. Not too many. Like in 16 and over, lunch is not included, so you would need a bit of money for lunch. But what is included is airport transfers, all the course fees, your accommodation, breakfast and dinner, and insurance is also included as well. So mostly everything's included. If you just wanted any kind of, I don't know, souvenirs or something like that, a little bit of spending money, you can bring that as part from as well. Nope, we don't have classes during the weekend, so that's usually when we do a day trip somewhere else in the UK, a chance to meet other students, and then also some chances to explore Oxford as well. So no classes during the weekend. Anything else? Great. I think that's okay. So we'll go again. Yeah. Like I said, any more questions, do let us know. We want to hear from you. We'd love to receive an application from you. I would really encourage you to do that, whatever situation you're in. Talk to our admissions team. They'll be able to help you. Hopefully, quick whistle-stop tour of our courses for 2025. Applications are over. I'll wait for your question, Bethany. Uh, and yeah, you can start signing up to our courses next year in Oxford, Cambridge, and our juniors courses available. And just to answer that last question, all our courses are residential. Talked a little bit about this college experience. It's a really big part of what we do. Um, and yeah, it is a fully residential course, so we don't offer any day students. Uh, So there are some good questions here. During the course, is there an opportunity to visit the students? Uh, this is a kind like I think we've put one of the goals quite early on as independent learning. So generally, we recommend not coming to visit the students while on course. This is a chance for them to learn some independence, work with their own tutors, experience a bit of a lifestyle of what it might be to be at university. There are possible opportunities, particularly on Sunday or kind of just before dinner. If you want to visit your child, do feel free to reach out to the course director and book a time. But generally, it's better to not visit them too much. We will try and provide updates on what your students are doing so that you can keep an eye on their experience as you go along. In terms of what credit you get, I think this would depend on your university. It's very different depending on the university, so I'm afraid I can't answer a specific question on that one. Great. Cool. Great. Thanks so much, everyone. It was wonderful to speak to all of you from so many different places and to hear yeah, to hear some of your questions. And I would just reiterate, really hope to hear from you as soon as possible, and to see your applications come to the admissions team. Um, and hopefully, even better, see you on the course next summer. Thanks, everyone. I hope everyone has a good rest of their day.